Welcome to Azure Knowledge Center. Today we are getting started on Azure. If you are getting started with Azure, you might come across a few key terms on a daily basis that's important to have a good understanding of. In this video, I'll touch upon those core architectural components like Azure regions, availability zones, availability sets, Azure tenant, subscription, and so on. Azure regions. So Azure operates in multiple data centers around the world. These data centers are grouped in geographic regions, giving you the flexibility in choosing where to build your applications. You create Azure resources in defined geographic regions like, for example, West US, North Europe, or Southeast Asia. Within Azure region, multiple data centers exist to provide redundancy and availability. This approach gives you flexibility as you design applications to create virtual machines or databases or networking that are closest to your end users, and also allows you to meet any legal compliance or sovereignty requirements. Azure is the only public cloud provider that is available in more than 140 countries and close to 60 regions, and this list continues to grow. Next is availability zones. Availability zones are physically separate data centers within a region. You will find a minimum of at least 3 availability zones within an Azure regions. Each availability zone is made up of one or more data centers equipped with independent power, cooling, and networking. An availability zone is set up to be an isolated boundary. If one zone goes down, the other zones continue to operate. Availability zones are connected through high-speed private fiber optic networks. Azure provides 4 nines of SLAs if you deploy your resources in availability zones. Availability sets. So to achieve resiliency, we will need to build redundancies in Azure to avoid single point of failure, starting with minimum of 2 instances of each VM in an availability set, to having VMs in more than one data center, that is availability zones, and even spread across more than a region, that is regional pairs. An availability set is a logical feature used to ensure that a group of related VMs are deployed so that they aren't subject to a single point of failure in the data center. If you see on this picture, we deployed more than one VM in an availability set. But then you'll also see a fault domain. What is it? Fault domains define the group of virtual machines that share a common power source and network switch. Each and every fault domain contains some physical hardware racks, and each rack contains these virtual machines. Each of these fault domains share a power supply and network switch. Availability sets are also used for software upgrades and OS patching strategies. This will allow you to update and upgrade VMs per fault domain, since Azure only updates a fault domain at a time and ensures that all VMs in a fault domain will be rebooted at the same time, and only after they all come online, it will upgrade the next fault domain. Microsoft offers 3 nines of available SLA, that is 99.95, for multiple VMs deployed in an availability set. Now let's pivot into Azure tenant and subscription. The definition of Azure tenant is simple. It's a representation of an organization. For example, Microsoft.com or Walmart.com or HP.com. It essentially represents your company. Subscription. Once you have an Azure tenant, you'll be creating these subscriptions. A subscription is a logical unit of Azure services that links to an Azure account. It provides you with authenticated and authorized access to your Azure products and services. Typically, you could have a dev subscription, test subscription, production subscription, and the list goes on. And each of them you can provide different access controls. Now, after a tenant and a subscription, you will be dealing with the resource groups. A resource group is another logical container within a subscription that holds the related resources for an Azure solution. The resource group includes resources that you wanted to manage as a group. You decide which resources belong to your resource group based on what makes sense more to your organization. For example, you could have a database resource group, you could have a virtual machine resource group, you could have a networking resource group, right? And within a resource group, you'll deploy these resources. A resource is a manageable item that's available through Azure. It could be a virtual machine, a web apps, or storage accounts, databases, and the list goes on. That's it for now. I'll come back to you with another video next week. Please subscribe to this channel to view more exciting content on Azure.